Welcome to Buzz Around the Globe. The yen rebounded on Monday from a 34-year low against the dollar after what some traders speculate could have been the first intervention by Japanese authorities to support the weakening currency since late 2022. Meanwhile, US shares pushed higher as last week's tech rally continued, led by Tesla after its founder Elon Musk won key security clearances during a trip to China. In Asia, the yen sank to 160.17 to the dollar in choppy but thin holiday trading before suddenly bouncing back as high as 154.54. A few years ago, it took closer to 100 yen to make a US dollar. The yen has been so weak that it's back to where it was in the 1990s, shortly after Japan's famous bubble economy burst. Experts say that the yen's initial drop was met by a wave of dollar sellers. It's unclear whether the Bank of Japan or the BOJ has intervened directly or not, but the dollar tumbled down on Tuesday morning. The Japanese currency had come under pressure again after the Bank of Japan refused to tighten monetary policy further at its meeting last week. At the same time, forecast topping US inflation reports have dimmed hopes that the US Federal Reserve will cut interest rates in the coming months, if at all, in 2024. Japanese officials have repeatedly said they were ready to step in if there were wild, speculative movements. After it briefly touched the 160 yen level in overnight hours for traders in New York, the value of a dollar quickly shifted back to 156 yen by midday on Monday on the East Coast. Such sudden moves can happen in the foreign exchange market, which can be notoriously volatile. Trading may also have been jumpy because of a holiday in Japan that kept its stock markets closed. But the speed and degree of the yen swings raised speculation about whether Japanese officials were making moves to prop up the value of their currency. Weak yen is good for US tourists heading to Japan, meaning each $1 of theirs buys more yens.
Yeah, I was here 5-6 years ago, and then I remember the prices were definitely higher compared to now, especially the cosmetics and clothes also. But right now it's surprising, the food is really cheap.
Yeah, I mean, I think especially compared to Portland, prices are cheaper here in general, especially when it comes to food. But also with the dollar being strong compared to the yen, everything's even cheaper.
J'ai acheté 3 paires de chaussures, ce que je ne fais absolument jamais. Parce que ça valait vraiment le coup.
À cause du taux de change, c'était
À cause du taux de change, c'était vraiment rentable. Pas parce qu'on est au Japon et que des fois c'est moins cher. Parce que j'ai acheté par exemple genre des Converse ou des marques comme Nike, Adidas, ce qu'on trouve en France. Donc c'est vraiment parce que c'était intéressant avec le taux de change.
今日本円で日本円を自分の国の金額に換算していくらだねってなって、じゃあこれも買おうっていう人は結構いますね。なんでやっぱ円安だからかなって思います。
It can also be a boon for Japan's exporters because it boosts the value of their sales made in US dollars when translated back into yen. But keeping the yen weak carries risks. A central one is that it could cause inflation in Japan, ultimately to overshoot targets and to hurt the world's third largest economy. For example, Japan imports almost all of its energy, and barrels of oil get traded in dollars, not yen. That's why Japan cannot afford a weak yen for too long. Do tell us what you think about this video in the comment section, and for more news updates, subscribe to India Today.